Hello everybody, welcome back. I am EonShiKeno, and I've got a special guest with me today. He is none other than Duckville, LOL. How are you doing today?
Good, mate. We're going to look at some pretty cool games here today, I think. We got some content from MLG, it looks like. You've already done the first one, have you?
Yep, this is game number 2 in a best of 3 from MLG Providence Championship Bracket 2011. We've got LiquidSheth as our Zerg player on the right side of Lost Temple, and his opponent will be a vileIllusion, the blue Terran player, on the top. And you were telling me something interesting about vileIllusion before the game.
Yeah, he's actually, I think he's one of the youngest, high-quality players in the whole of the scene. Of course, there's probably a whole bunch of Korean players sitting at home who are also probably quite young and really good players, but Illusion's actually only 15 years old. He's just I think it's about just under 1 year younger than Poke Bunny, so he's doing pretty well to be this high up in the rankings, of course, and he's obviously going to see something interesting from him, and yeah, hopefully in future, of course, this kind of player, we'll see a lot of younger players move into the scene. Like in Brood War, we saw lots of younger players all over the place, and not as many older players like we do have in Starcraft 2, but hopefully that sort of fallacy that being younger makes you better will be something that is not as prevalent as it was back in those days.
Yeah, I definitely think, especially in StarCraft 2, that the elder players who had experience with Brood War have a leg up on the younger players who may not have played StarCraft or just played, different strategy games. So
Definitely.
So Sheth heading down there for a 15 hatch, and what is this? We've got 2 barracks. I think Illusion's going to drop that barracks down low ground and apply some pressure. This may be a quick game here for us.
Yeah, definitely looks like it. He's the other possible options. He could float it across and perhaps put it in the side of Sheth's base just to be ultra annoying. I have seen that done before, but it was actually done. It was a really cool ghost build. Actually, there was sort of this hidden racks that then got floated over into the corner and then create a ghost and then lift it up and head back out, and it's actually quite annoying. But as you can see, looks as if Illusion's going to drop down the racks just down to the low ground there and behind the bushes. It's good timing, in fact. If you look at the overlords, they actually they've both passed by. We've got the one up in the top left side and then the one up in the sort of the 1 o'clock position up there. So it's not going to see either of those racks coming. It looks as if we're going to have some pressure here from Illusion.
Yeah, Sheth did go up there to scout that barracks location, but he went up there before it was placed, so he's not really expecting this. And he did pull a lot of drones down, and he's making 6 circling, so I don't know, maybe he is expecting this. He didn't see any gas, I don't think, whenever he scouted that, or at least any on the right.
No, that's right, and it looks as if we've got a whole bunch of SCVs coming here. We've got 4. It's not often that you see that many come down with this sort of push, but I think, yeah, as we can see, looks as if Illusion's going to build a couple of bunkers there behind, sort of just behind to the left of the ramp, and hold up those Marines will get holed up in there, and they should be able to put a lot of damage down once these get completed.
And Zergling's running past, going to try, and actually I think they're just going to run by and maybe just stop reinforcements from Marines getting in here, but those Marines are trapped in there behind those bunkers. Obviously, he can go through the bunker, but it's in a great position here for Illusion. He's got a great position on those bunkers. Sheth just kind of has to buy some time, get those spine crawlers up, and just kind of make his way out of this, and just let his macro hatch, or not his macro hatch, his expansion, just kind of play on into the mid game.
Indeed, and we've only got 1 queen out, so there's just the 1 queen down at the natural here for Sheth. So he's not able to spread the creep down from the main. If he wanted to perhaps put one of the spine crawlers in the position just above the cliff, that's not going to happen, but we can see now the spine crawlers just moving around. They do have +1 range on the Marines that are inside a bunker, so they should be able to take care of the bunkers, but the Marines now popping out and now going to do a little bit of damage to the spines, but the spines are in position and poking away.
Yeah, he has so many SCVs, he cannot repair the damage of those spine crawlers, no problem. So it's just good. A lot of micro here going on between the 2 players.
Yeah, we saw there that Illusion was trying to just jump those Marines out of the bunkers to try and get some damage on the spine crawlers to perhaps distract them from hitting the bunkers themselves. As we can see, he's just doing it again now. He's not actually gets 1 Marine removed there, and now with both bunkers in effect, this is going to be very interesting for Sheth.
That is some sweet micro with the Marines. He's timing the Marines. He pulls them out right after the spine crawler attack, so it's kind of in between attack animations, and that is some pretty sweet Marine micro right here.
It
Oh.
It really is. It's a bit like blinking a stalker away from some stalker attacks. He is starting to lose a few.
Oh my god, that is too sexy.
That was pretty cool.
Sheth is... Oh my god.
He's really struggling with that. The Zerglings out the back are still denying some of the Marines from coming inside, but there's still quite a lot for Sheth to deal with right here. We've got a total of 7 Marines, of course, and it looks as if with some more awesome micro illusion is going to take down this second spy crawler.
Oh my god, but Sheth has a lot of Zerglings built up. He's waiting for speed to finish. I don't know if he's going to go for a run by, if he's just going to try and surround these bunkers and take them out. He's got so many Zerglings, and now he's going to go for it. Queen coming in. So many Zerglings. He's got some SCVs, but only 2 of them getting there to repair. The top 2 bunkers are going to fall pretty quick. The other bottom one falls, and Sheth is going to clean this up with a lot of Zerglings produced.
It will give him a nice position here to move in and attack, but we can see on the income tab that Sheth is a little bit further behind than where he would want to be. Of course, Shethro.
That's an awesome name.
That's his name now.
That's his nickname.
He's no longer a macro Zerg. He's a Shethro Zerg. He is of course a macro Zerg player, so that's not going to be the best of positions for him to start from. But with these Zerglings now pressuring the front of Illusion, he can freely drone up. And as we can see on the production tab, we've got a whole bunch of drones starting to come out now for Sheth. The second Queen pops up, and he should be good to get that macro rolling.
And vileIllusion is making a scouting barracks, and he's going to fly it on over to his opponent's base just to see if he's going to go for banelings or roaches or anything like that. But all he's going to see is macroing up drones and queens and just finally put guys back on gas.
That's right. We're going to probably, as we can see, just the drones are going to be the big thing here for Sheth at the moment. He will need to perhaps make that decision about what he's going to do very shortly here, because the second command center is now flipped into that orbital command right now, so Illusion probably going to move down to that natural once he gets a little bit more security at the front door. There's so many Zerglings here that he can't move down just yet, but once he gets some more Marines out, we do have Stim on the way and +1 weapons. Once he has just a little bit more security here, he can move down and get that natural up and running. And it looks as if Sheth is going to do his own counter to that by taking out the rocks at the gold. Perhaps he'll look to take that gold out as well.
Yeah, I'm looking at the upgrades here. The +1, the combat shield and stim. I'm pretty sure Illusion is going to go for some type of 4 barracks Marine, just really insane timing here. What do you think? Do you think he's going to go for some sort of timing with that, or is he just it's just a coincidence that they're all timing up perfectly like that?
I think, yeah, they definitely are timed out beautifully, so it certainly could be a timing attack probably within, how long have we got there to complete? Probably another, that's about 40 seconds or so for those to complete, so he could look to get that going, but I don't know if he's going to have enough of those Marines, but of course, as we know, Marines do a lot of damage when you stim up, so it could certainly do a lot of damage, but it looks as if he is going to go for it, and here he comes.
Yeah, how many Marines does he have actually compared to Zerglings? 27 versus 19. Yeah, the Marines would win that fight pretty easily.
Looks as if those Marines almost cornered the Zerglings before they could get away, but some of the Zerglings getting caught out, and the rest of them will have to run away home to try and report back and to mention what they have scouted out. But Sheth is going to get a nice counter to all of these Marines. We've got a Baneling Nest just about to complete here. No lair on the way just yet for Sheth. He is getting that third base there at the gold, so he's certainly going to be getting his macro up and running, and as we speak, there goes the lair, so he's getting that started, probably going to get some Baneling speed moving as soon as he can, and just get prepared for this possible attack that could come very soon here from Illusion.
Yeah, Illusion's making his way across the map, going around the outside of the base, dodging that Zal Nagatar in there in the middle, and pushing it across the map. And Sheth has no Banelings, unfortunately, and Illusion can do a lot of damage here. Scan going to go down, going to take out 2-3 creep tumors, and just going to... Here come all the Zerglings, going to get a surround for it. Stim going to not get away, and he's completely trapped. There's so many Zerglings from Sheth. He's just going to munch up the rest of those Marines.
Yeah, the Marines just falling down, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. They are getting surrounded by that massive amount of lings that was out here. In fact, Sheth is actually getting another 20 lings out. We could see perhaps some sort of bust coming here, if not at least just sort of a pressure bust. I don't know if that would be on the cards there for Sheth, but he certainly could look at just trying to roll through all these supply depots, although it's not the most common tactic. If you could bust down some of those supply depots, that would certainly help in putting Illusion a little bit behind where he would normally want to be, not to mention with the wall down, the 83 billion lings that are out could try and do a bit of a run by there as well, but we can see the infestation pit going down, so we're probably going to switch into a little bit of a higher tech before he goes into attack.
I'm quite curious about Sheth's upgrades. He went for plus armor first, and then he's getting +2 right away.
Of course, the armor helps with banelings and lings letting. Actually, sorry, is it just the banelings? I can't actually remember, but
and tanks. Tanks take 2 shots to kill Zergling, as opposed to 1.
Okay, yeah.
But
I wasn't really sure, but
I don't know what the +2 is for. Like how that comes into an effect.
Yeah, that could be something. Given that he is going to try and probably looks like he's going to go for something along the lines of an Infestor style, Infestor Baneling and Ling style attack, a little bit of a Destiny-esque style things going on. He could be looking to make sure that the Lings and the Banelings can survive the run-in to actually start hitting those Marines. So we'll see if that's the case here, but it looks as if Illusion is going to try and drop into the side of Sheth's base. A whole bunch of Marines now popping out. We got two medevacs helping out to lift all of those Marines up to the top of the base. Running in there, stimming up, spotting a Baneling or 2, running away from that and taking out a Queen. It looks as if one Baneling's not going to do too much. The Lings now trying to get back inside and do some more damage as well. They're not really going to get too much done. As we can see, more Lings now flooding inside.
Yeah, Sheth has so many Lings. I think the best attack Illusion did there was, of course, kill the Banelings and kill the Queen without any damage, but he's got some reinforcements on the low ground there. He's going to make Sheth pay for it if he decides to push up there.
We've got Rambo Marines down there sitting in the grass, but they're not going to do too much until especially when the rest of these Lings come across. Infestor's now out. The pathogenic gland is done, so they do have enough for a fungal if needed, but given that there were all of those Lings there, that was not needed at all, popping down a couple of beach balls there, and those infested Terrans are going to help out in possibly getting rid of those medevacs, and there goes the fungal growth, taking out almost one.
You move! It's oh!
He gets one just inside the range of the infested Terrans, but now we can see the Illusion is deciding that it's third base time, and he's going to get this one up and running up in the top left-hand side.
And, excuse me, Sheth is thinking it's fourth base time. He's going to get his 6th gas up at his gold. He had so many Zerglings. That was not a problem at all for him to deal with.
Definitely. We've got some spine crawlers going up inside the main of Sheth, just making sure that he's got a little bit of defense against the drops there. Of course, if you want to drop in here and you put some Marines down, they're going to tear through these spine crawlers anyway, but what it does is it just helps with giving a little bit of time for Sheth to run back with all of his Lings, but it looks as if the Lings are trying to do something else at the moment here, rolling up to the top, taking out some of the mules that were available up at the top left-hand base, and they're not going to get too much further inside the main here of Illusion because there is a tank and a whole bunch of Marines out. In fact, a couple of tanks now, and the production of Illusion is going to start really kicking off now if he gets out of supply block at the moment.
And we have some Marines in the main of Sheth. He's going to take out the Queen, but it looks like the rest of them are going to get taken out. So, not really too successful of a trade there. Queen for 8 Marines. Not really that good considering Sheth's on 4 bases right now and has plenty of Queens, so it hasn't hurt his production too bad. We have another drop down there in the bottom left. At the same time, tanks and Marines kind of baiting the Zerglings up to the top, but Sheth has some pretty good control. Tanks, actually, nice Baneling connect there.
Huge Baneling. That took out, I think that was about 7 Marines or so. Not bad at all. Very nice catch there, especially considering he had to use a fungal for that and got his certainly got his money's worth. And there, these Lings now coming across again, getting absolutely massacred there by the tanks. But as we can see, that +2 armor is really starting to kick in there. They're still surviving for the moment here, and they will have to deal with those tanks another way. I think there's just not enough of them, despite having all those upgrades on the way. And one interesting thing that I've noticed here from Sheth is that his creep spread is really far behind where he would normally be. I'm not sure if he's just not focusing on it at all, or if he's just not worried about it, considering he's using Lings, which are incredibly mobile anyway. But we'll have to see if he does step up with that with the creep spread very soon.
Did you see his orbital? His orbital's in the middle of the map. I think he misclicked because that orbital's flying. It was all the way like near the Zelnaga tower before he's like, oh, wait a second. I can't mine his base. That's not very effective.
Yeah, you can't mine that tower. There's not too much available there, especially when no one's controlling it. So that's not the best way to utilize.
We got to drop at the gold. The Marine's in a pretty good position, but the Spinecrawler actually, he's going to get a fungal, and he's going to be able to take out this medevac unless Illusion's paying attention. Oh, he can't even drop the Marines now. That just went downhill from there. But a drop once again going in the main. Illusion going to go for another drop. Sheth with so many bases, he could drop anywhere on this map and essentially be attacking Sheth. Stimming with the Marines going to run forward. It has to deal with those spine crawlers from earlier, and those spine crawlers are in a great position. He's trying to focus for a kill down the evolution chamber, and he's going to get it. So that was pretty effective. That was +3 armor there, and I think that was a pretty successful attack there, even if all he killed was that evolution chamber for a couple Marines.
Yeah, not bad. That's a time effectively wasted there for Sheth in getting that upgrade, and unfortunately having to start it again very soon. But he's +2 to melee, has just completed. He's getting +3 to armor on that second evolution chamber that he has. But now looking up to the top left-hand side, a whole bunch of lings that are up here are going to try and poke through. There's a total of 122 lings out on the map. Now sweeping across, tanks up to the side, going to try and demolish those lings before they can get too far. If these infestors can get into the battle and put down some good fungal growth, this is going to be over very quickly. But it looks as if they're going to focus on getting down some of those SCVs, but now sweeping back across to the right. Lings now pushing through. They do have that +2, of course, which gives them a lot of damage on these Marines. But the Marines, with their own 2-2 as well, doing a whole bunch of damage, and they are going to be able to push back. Unfortunately, the orbital command has to move around to the side. That orbital command cannot be happy having to move around all the time. And now it looks as if we got a drop inside the main of Sheth. Baneling's connecting, taking that out with no problems at all. Losing only a few drones, I believe, was Sheth on that side. And it looks as if he's going to clean up that medevac as well.
Yeah, that was a really nice attack there from Sheth. He traded essentially just lings for the majority of a lot of tanks there, some mules, some SCVs, mining time. So pretty good trade there for Sheth going on into the, I guess you could call this a late game by about now.
Yeah, it's certainly getting there. As we can see, Sheth really starting to get his macro on. We're currently sitting on, what's that? We've got 6 bases for Sheth now, of course. The majority of them still mining. The main is looking a little bit grim, and the natural is also getting a little bit low as well. But the other bases that are still there are still mining quite nicely. 84 drones out for Sheth at the moment, so he's sitting very pretty with that drone count. And considering that Illusion is currently sitting on 49 SCVs, so he's a little bit behind in that regard.
Yeah, actually we have attack going for those Marines. Can be completely taken off guard by the fungal. Oh my God, he's gonna lose all these Marines to some sweet fungals. Oh, what nice Baneling connects.
That was amazing. Just catching all of those Marines that they were just out on a vacation, just running down there to say hi.
What were they doing?
The fungal growth just catching all of them, and then the Ultralisks saying goodbye to them, giving them a big Ultra hug, and here come the Ultras themselves and the Lings on the ground as well. Looks as if we got a few Banelings in the mix there as well, some fungal growth as well. And here we go. Looks as if Sheth is going to start to really just clean up this base here.
There's so many Ultras. This they're just chomping through.
How many Ultras there are?
10 Ultras out on the field versus 20 Marines.
And with that +5 to armor, they negate so much damage from those Marines, but with stim and a nice control, it looks as if Illusion's going to take out a couple of them, but I don't think it's going to be enough. And we can see now that Sheth has effectively cleaned up that top left base. He's sitting nice on his own 6 bases, and he can effectively throw all of these away if he needs to. And it looks as if they're just going to chew through everything anyway.
GG. vileIllusion. So
saying goodbye in fine fashion there.
Yeah, I gotta say that's gonna tie up the series 1-1, and that quick armor upgrade really makes a lot more sense now since he got the Ultras. Maybe he was just wanting to make sure he had more armor than attack going into the late game, so his Ultras were guaranteed to have at least a little bit of armor as opposed to going for the attack first. I think armor is a lot more effective on Ultras as opposed to their attack, obviously, at least versus Marines in this situation.
Definitely. Against that standard sort of mix-up of the Marine tank, if you've got all that armor there, I think, it sort of provides 2 things that Sheth was able to do there, which was just sacrifice a lot of his Zerglings by just running in, doing a lot of damage. Given that they had the +2, they survived just a tiny bit longer. And while he was doing that, as we can see here, he's taken over effectively his half of the map and was just going absolutely macro crazy. So it worked out quite nicely for him.
Yeah, and I gotta say, just like Illusion, his micro at the beginning was awesome. He may have lost the game, but he really impressed me with that Marine micro at the bunkers. I mean, in and out, in correlation with the spine crawler attacks. It was just awesome. That was pretty sweet. That's definitely going on the highlights for that, but that was crazy. I was really impressed. But Sheth turned this game around. I love the spine crawlers in his main, held off the harass pretty well against the drops. He had the spine crawlers there. Spine crawlers at a lot of the bases, actually. He had 2 at every base except for his hive he had at his natural, and he was building 5 at his far left bottom base. So just an insane amount of defense, and he just like overmade Zerglings, and he just kind of kept with that trend. And anytime those Marines came in, he was just like all over it. Had some great fungals on top of that, great engagements after that. Just played great in general. So Sheth looking good going on to this final game. Anything else you want to add to it?
No, that's yeah, you've summed it up quite nicely. Great game. I like the strategy there from Sheth. Just a lot of lings and just sort of SZ all the way to victory, I suppose you could say. But yeah, we'll have a look at the next one and see how it goes. Yeah,
so thank you for casting this game with me. Where can people find more of your stuff on the internet?
You can catch me on youtube.com/duckville_lol with the lol on the end, and also on Twitter, just at duckville_lol there again, and also on my own personal blog/rage website where I'll probably just rant about various things about how my particular race, Protoss, is unfairly matched up against the other races. You can catch that on duckville_lol.com as well.
All right,
thank you for having me around.
Yeah, no problem. I'll surely have you back. I'll put all of those links in the comments for anyone who wants to go check all that good stuff out. And that's going to be it for me, guys. We're going to head on into game number 3 coming up next.